Why did Friday Night Funkin' get so popular? I think I hear this question a lot, especially with like my friends in the early stages of its popularity. They didn't even know what the game was, they hardly used Newgrounds, they're just like, what is this game? Why do I see it everywhere? So yeah, how did this funny little browser game get so massive to the point that the Kickstarter is nearly at $2 million? Um, I think to answer this question, we have to start from the beginning. So Friday Night Funkin' started as like a little prototype game for the Ludum Dare Game Jam. If you're not familiar with what a game jam is, it's like a challenge to a team of people or an individual to make the best game they can in a short time period. And that's exactly what the Legendary 4, Kawaii Sprite, Phantom Arcade, Ninja Muffin 99, and Evil Skater did. Now, granted, the game wasn't nearly as polished as it is now. It had 2 songs. That's right, 2. Dad Battle wasn't even in there. And Girlfriend wasn't even sitting on speakers. I don't think they had time to draw and animate the speakers and program them in. So, yeah, even in the game jam itself, it didn't perform too well. It wasn't like, oh, #1 game, this is it, this is gonna be popular. No, it actually, it needed time to get to the level that it did today. So, what exactly happened between the game jam and now that caused it to blow up so much? Well, if you want my personal take, I think it's just because they kept updating it. That's right, it's that simple. Just keep updating your game, and it will get attention. Well, okay, it's 2 things. One, it's free. Okay, I think we've seen this a lot in the past. I think if you make a good quality free game, it's pretty likely that it's gonna blow up just because of how accessible it is. We saw this happen with Among Us just last summer. Like, we were in a pandemic, it was free, it was just a recipe for success, despite it being like 2 years old. We saw this also happen with Doki Doki Literature Club, too, and I kind of want to bring up Doki Doki a lot because I think there can be a lot of comparisons drawn to them. The general populace isn't really, like, I know anime is more accepted these days, but at that time, I feel like anime, and especially visual novels, were kind of looked down upon, and maybe people were playing it ironically, but it's like, you know, they were just like, oh, I'm not actually paying money for this, so if I don't like it, it doesn't matter. I was just playing it ironically, and as a joke, I didn't lose any money for it. Now, while I don't think the mentality was exactly the same, like I don't look at Friday Night Funkin' and instantly think, oh, cringe, but, you know, that could be different for you. Some people on YouTube definitely think that way, but not me personally, seeing as how I've made 2 animations of it so far, 3 if you count the iPhone one. I think what happened was, people were like, hey, it's free, I'll give it a try, like, why not, right? And of course, they tried it, and they liked it, and word of mouth spread it. So yeah, we know, like, the basis. It was free, it was getting constant updates, it was being spread around. But, you know, I still think there are some other factors that accelerated the spread of Friday Night Funkin'. I think having Sr. Pello, however you want to call him, on as like the second week, like immediately the second week, was pretty big. Like, I don't want to discredit the devs and their hard work, because, you know, they worked hard to get the game to where it is now. But immediately after polishing up the first week and then adding Sr. Pello a second week, Skid and Pump, that's gonna do good. Like, Spooky Month was already pretty popular before Friday Night Funkin'. Now I feel like Friday Night Funkin' is actually more popular than Spooky Month, but you know, I guess it's like a symbiotic relationship. They both helped each other grow. It's like massive success. And of course, I don't know why. I don't know if this existed before Friday Night Funkin'. I think it did, because I recall a certain moment when I made Friday Night Funkin' fan art, and literally nobody knew. Like, I posted it in a few servers, and nobody knew who the other characters were. But they're like, oh, it's Pico. Is that Pico? Dude, I love Pico. I think Pico Week certainly helped too. Like, just 2 back-to-back weeks with 2 super iconic characters definitely put it forward. And then Pico is like a fan favorite now. It's kind of crazy to see little kids just fangirling over Pico, not quite knowing where he originated from, like the grim origin of his story. It's really funny. But it also makes me happy, because like, I wasn't like a diehard Newgrounds guy before, But even I knew who Pico was. I was like, oh, that's the kid in the voting thing. You love to see it. You just really love to see Newgrounds culture living on. Oh, and that brings me to another point I wanted to bring up. I think the death of Flash was like the make it or break it moment. You had people like me who hadn't touched a Flash game since elementary school. You had people like me coming back to Newgrounds, checking it out for like as like a send-off, like a salute, like God bless, thank you for the fun times you had. But wait, what's this we spy in the corner of our eye? Oh, it's a new browser game that's actually super high quality. You had tons of people like me going to Newgrounds to just say goodbye, and like we're actually, little did we know, we're actually ushering in a new generation with our goodbyes. Now, yes, Flash is gone, but that doesn't mean that browser games don't exist anymore. It just means that Flash is dead. And I mean, I hate to say it, like obviously now we have better, so it's kind of unfair to say that Flash was garbage, but Flash was garbage. I mean, the original Binding of Isaac is one of my favorite games of all time, but I would be lying if I said that game didn't run so god awful. So, you know, it's the end of an era. Flash is gone, but in a way, its soul lives on through Friday Night Funkin'. I still hear people call this game a Flash game, even though it's HTML5. I guess the specifics don't really matter. I think Flash game just translates to browser game in people's heads. So, in summary, I would say the main number one reason is that it's free and it's quality, so, you know, that's a good starting point. The second most important thing is constant updates. People love games getting constant updates. Look at stuff like, I mean, I hate to say it, but Fortnite, League, Among Us, to a lesser extent because it took them forever to get that airship update out. Number 3, having those really popular iconic characters that were beloved by both a new and old generation. Skin and Pump being like the new YouTube generation, and Pico being the older generation, and like uniting them together for one fan base. And last but not least, I think that it was because, like, ironically, the death of Flash brought a lot of people back to Newgrounds, and it brought a lot of attention to this game that was already gaining some traction. Just these 4 factors combined, just put together and stirred up in like this delicious little pot of success, ended up creating just a massive turnout. Quick update from future Ducksen. I realized last second while editing that modding was like the final nail in the coffin for this game getting big. Like, it's so stupid easy to mod your own character into this game that it was just like, alright, with all these other factors, this game is for sure going places. Because even when the devs aren't even working on the game, you have people making amazing mods like the Woody mod, the Carol mod, Tricky, all these amazing mods. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that. Don't think I forgot about that. And I'm glad. I think these guys do some great stuff. I'm so glad. You know, even if they did just completely silently sit through my animation and break my heart.
Here we go, baby! No, they're clicking the links!
Let me help you take it off.
They don't care! They just don't care!
They absolutely deserve the success that they do. And I'm joking when I say that, by the way. They had a lot of animations to go through that day. So, I mean, it kind of sucked that, like, they happened to get tired around the time that my animation was up. But, whatever. It's kind of poetic in a way that they went on to make the animation jam. I decided to participate. Granted, it was 2 weeks, not 2 days. But, in 2 weeks, my life changed forever. I now have a YouTube channel with over 80,000 subscribers, pushing 90 pretty soon at the time of recording. And I'm just amazed. This game has done nothing but good for my life. I mean, like, I did have a rocky start with it at first, but I've come to love it, and it's just so great. And, you know, if you think I'm saying that just because of the success of the animations, I did make fan art of it way before the animations blew up. So, yeah, it's not that. I just genuinely do love this game, and I do want to make more content for it. Now, with that being said, if you're not like a typical viewer here, I would invite you to stay, maybe subscribe, because I do look forward to making quality content, but if you don't care, then yeah, adios. But for those who do want to see my channel grow, I have a few updates to give right here. I am in my last 2 weeks of college, so the next animation may be delayed a bit. I've made some community posts about this, and maybe you didn't see them, maybe you don't care about the community tab, so that's why I'm reminding you here. I don't think I'm going to be making another animation for like 1 or 2 months, possibly even 3. I'm sorry if you got used to the pace that I was going with like the Carol Roll animation coming out so soon after Lemon Mishap, but I gotta look out for my mental health. So yeah. And that's why I'm making this video right now. I sort of wanted something to fill in the gap. And I will be making another smaller animation too, a cuter one, in the meantime, so look out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Each and every single one of your comments is so awesome. I would like to ask you guys one last question before I go, and that is, why do you personally believe Friday Night Funkin' blew up? Give me your reason in the comments below. And yes, I do read every single comment. I know every YouTuber says that and they don't do it, but I do it. You can go to like the videos and see me replying to comments like from half an hour ago. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Peace. Have a good day.